real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
And just make it the first
We'll
one.
do a sub A
A
first.
sub A.
Or
I said
A-
AA,
or A
it's
pro.
A with AA's after A, so it'll
Okay.
be A before
Do you want to be AA or A?
A.
Okay, what would you like to add?
I'd just like to introduce our new engineer for.
Oh, okay, all right.
Not now, but in a minute.
During the presentation? No worries. Okay. Any other additions or deletions? At this time, I need a motion to approve the amended agenda, please. Mr. Morris made the motion to approve, all in favor? Motion carried unanimous. Thank you. Okay, first on the, okay, presentations. First on the agenda is, Ms. Stone, your item, introducing the engineer.
Thank you, Michael. And Patrick, you can help me on this, but we do have a new engineer and
Read the public comments, I step on my glasses.
All right, the town rules for speaking during public comments. Thank you for your interest in participating in the public comments portion of today's regular meeting of the Town of Union Trail. Please be aware that these meetings are recorded and can be heard by anyone through the internet. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per speaker. You may not give your 3 minutes to another speaker to increase that person's time. Comments are to be directed to the entire council as a whole and not individuals. Citizens will be expected to be civil in their language and presentation and act within reasonable standards of courtesy. We ask the audience, as well as the speakers, to maintain order and decorum in your conduct throughout the public comment period. That being said, you may not engage in slander, name calling, personal attacks, or threatening or otherwise aggressive speech or behavior that the mayor or the council reasonably believe will imminently result in a disruption of the meeting. Finally, we ask you a simple favor. If you have a grievance, concerns, or complaints relating to a specific town employee, we respectfully request that prior to airing that grievance here during public comments, you first contact the town manager, the town attorney, or any one of us on the council with your concern. We respect your right to be heard, and we ask you to respect our town employees' right to a fair hearing on your grievance. And the first speaker is Mr. Michael Falkenberry. Please come up, sir, and you'll have 3 minutes to state the name and address.
Good evening, Michael Falkenberry, 519 Piggott Circle. There used to be a plaque in the old civic building recognizing businesses. I wonder if you plan to do the same thing here. I think that'd be much appreciated. The businesses have been here for a long time. They do need the recognition. Also, recently, I did receive a public information request. It was town staff salaries. I know I'm not going to rebuild the salaries. I'm not going to do that. Never have, never will on Facebook. However, one town staff member, and I don't know why, got a decrease in pay. I hope it was a typo, hope it was an oversight, but the person deserves just as much as everyone else that got. And all the rest of them was well deserved what they received. Also, in the committee and board meetings, the attendance issue. As you know, I've attended many board and committee meetings over the years. And I've noticed a decrease in the amount of meetings that are taking place. One of which, because of your traffic issue, many of the members can't get here on time. Maybe change the time to maybe 7 p.m. when they have the meetings. Have more time for people to have a meal before coming to the meeting. Also, maybe have it on Saturday mornings. That way, again, they have more time and more time to spend with their family during the week, and because of the work schedule. And as for your public comments policy, on several occasions, I have met with town staff in addressing grievances. Also, what I've also found out is that you get the personalities involved. I came up here last January in regards to a comment made by a town staff member. In our conversation, I was told I could have embarrassed you if I wanted to. Don't have a video or audio. And from now on, if I am to meet with anyone it will be with a video camera. It's non-negotiable. Again, things do happen. People remember certain events differently from everyone else. This way, it's consistent across the board. Also, in the conversation, what I had spoken about during that council meeting, public comments, was factual. It was an email I got from the town finance director. The information was correct. He verified the information before the council meeting started in January. He did in fact send an email. He verified it was truthful. So it was nothing illegal about that. Also,
30 seconds.
Also, there was a comment made, last public comments, it was not on meeting minutes, a deja vu. How can I address this? I don't understand how someone who, by themselves, tried to sabotage the Miracle League Indian Trail would make such a comment. And I have emails to back that up too. And I also asked my wife, she'll verify it. Thank you.
Ms. Rhoda Sutton? You have 3 minutes once you state your name and address.
I'm gonna do one on that.
Is it the one with the
Yeah, I don't know if everybody got one.
census group?
Well, yes, correct. I got one. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. My name is Rona Sutton. I live at 6,000 Clover Hill Road, Indian Trail. I'm a member of the 55-year-old group that gets together on Mondays and Wednesdays, senior players. And we just had Mahjong taken away from us. It was meeting on Mondays. We had it for about 2 months. And I want to share some statistics about seniors. This is from the U.S. Census Bureau. I was directed to American Community Survey, and I entered an Indian Trail zip code. In 2016, the total population of Indian Trail was 34,282, 16,973 males, 17,309 females. The age range, 55 to 59, 5%, 60 to 64, 4.1%, 65 to 69, 3.9%, 70 to 74, 2.7%, 75 to 79, 2.2%, 80 to 84, 1.4%, 85 and older, 1.2%. All totaling 20.5%, or 7,028 seniors. Also from the American Community Survey, in 2016, the total households in Indian Trail were 11,565. Households with one or more 60 and older, 30.9. Households living alone and with 65 and older, 6.2, making a total of 37.1 households with 60 and older. This information below comes from Bradshaw of the Indian Trail Planning Department today. Hawfield Road in Indian Trail has a portion of the neighborhood going to be age restricted and is now having streets paved. Waxhaw Indian Trail Road will have 40 homes with the age restrictions, and the builder is currently pulling permits. Sequoia Shortcut will have 200 homes, age restricted, and has recently finished rezoning. From the Union County Board of Elections, there were 16,410 people who voted in 2016 general election. Of that total, 5,791 were 55 and older, which is 35.3% of the people who voted. With a large population of seniors voting, we need a town council that will look out for us. By having 37.1% of households over 60 in Indian Trail, this means less garbage is being produced by these households, meaning a savings for Indian Trail. Seniors also do not need public schools, more savings for Indian Trail. By seniors saving Indian Trail money on these different items, could we not have a budget just for seniors and have our own senior center?
30 seconds.
I've heard Indian Trail wants to sell their previous town halls, and maybe until one is built for us, we could use one of those buildings. All the people 55 and older moving to Indian Trail to fill these houses that are being built, they may be looking for things to do. Indian Trail needs its own town senior center to help draw people here. The Mahjong and senior players on Wednesday has helped me so much. Just 2.5 years ago, I tried to kill myself. And by having these activities, they have given me something to look forward to each week. Thank you.
Gail Cohen?
name is Gail Cohen. I live at 6004 Clover Hill Road, Indian Trail, North Carolina. My colleague Rona mentioned a lot of the statistics involved in the population of senior citizens. My comments are mainly emotional about preserving the programs that we currently enjoy with the town and asking you, men and women, to please reconsider some of the cancellations that have been put through recently. Studies have been performed by AARP and other councils on the aging that have found that activity participation is essential to the quality of life. It helps reduce the risk of depression, it helps to reduce global cognitive decline, and it enhances social connectedness. Old adults who participate in senior programs can learn to manage and delay the onset of chronic disease and experience immeasurable improvements in their physical, social, spiritual, emotional, mental, and economic well-being. This not only benefits us as an adult population, but it benefits the well-being of the community as well. We need to recognize the increasing needs of our older adults. We are all taxpayers, we vote, we bring revenue to our local shops and stores. I am here today to request that you reconsider the decision to discontinue some of our programs, including the Mahjong and yoga program. But I'd also like to be assured that our Wednesday morning coffee, games, and conversation program will remain safe and thriving. Many of us do not have close family members, we do not have children in our lives, and in some cases, we do not have extended families at all. Please don't take away our programs. Please give us the opportunity to maintain the friendships, the bonds, and community family that we have managed to establish and cultivate through the efforts which we all appreciate of the Town of Indian Trails Administration. Thank you very much for your time today.
I'm gonna struggle with the last name, but it's Anthony Farron. Farron. All right.
Good evening. My name is Anthony Farron. I live at 1026 Dolan Lane in the Union Grove subdivision of Indian Trail. I'd like to thank the Mayor and Town Council for giving me this opportunity to address all of you pertaining to the concerns of our seniors gathered here tonight, also known as the primetime players. We are a close-knit group, not only attending town functions, but also getting together in our everyday lives. We consider ourselves family. My wife and I lived in Charlotte for over 33 years, and I retired from the United States Postal Service as a letter carrier, in which I worked for 32 years. After retirement, we left Charlotte for Union County and Indian Trail for a more peaceful and stress-free life. We discovered coffee, cards, and games shortly thereafter at the old Cultural Center and made friendships immediately. We very much felt welcomed. 4 people became 8, 8 became 20, and before you know it, we had become a village. We had couples, singles, and transplants. We also had a couple of ladies who had just lost their spouses, and coming here gave them a chance to be part of something special. It wasn't going to make up for their loss, but we all rallied together to help people feel a part of something that they may never have had if they didn't take that first step. Moving our group to this magnificent building was just icing on the cake. I understand the town is in business for making money, so it can grow, but at the expense of a program that has been off the charts. Recreationally, there are great amenities here in this town. Just to mention a few, the gym across the street, tennis courts, our beautiful parks and ball fields. But those are for mostly the young. As we get up in age, we need other things to do that don't make us, that we're not physically fit for. But the coffee, cards, and games, and most recently canceled Mahjong, offers our seniors the ability to use our minds and think. Laugh a little and feel good about ourselves. It's better than sitting around at home. You can also ask anyone here that we all plan our outside appointments, doctor's appointments and things like that around Mondays and Wednesdays, and our monthly outings as well. I'm not here to yell and scream and be upset. My wife always considers myself as being from Switzerland. I can never make a decision and take a side. But in this case, I'm going to make an exception. After all, we're just asking for 250 square feet of real estate, a few tables, and 2 hours of time. We'll even supply the coffee. Thank you.
Lisa Farron?
Excuse me.
I can bring it.
But she just needs to download.
Can we make her sit if she wants to? Speak? Sure. Yes.
Ma'am, would you like to take a seat?
She can sit if she wants.
I'm only 49. Are you going to hold that?
I can hold it for you then.
Okay. I am not a public speaker. I am angry and I'm scared. Angry that I have to be up here shaking and nervous, and angry that this town council cares more about money than its citizens. That's a Charlotte mentality. I know, I lived there for 35 years. It can be a cold, autocratic place that doesn't care about people, especially its seniors. That is why my husband and I held out so much hope when we moved to Indian Trail. And you know what? We were not disappointed. We found a home at the Cultural Center and later in the wonderful new town hall. In a program run just for seniors, run by a crazy, sweet, hardworking woman whose only goal was to bring us all together into one big, happy, cohesive group. And she succeeded beyond her wildest dreams. These people are the closest thing to family that many of us have. For some of us, our families are out of state, not living, or unfortunately not speaking. And Susan gave us a family to belong to, a place to come, to be with that family. We love how she's always trying to broaden our horizons and having us try new things. So when Mahjong came up, many of us jumped up at the chance to play. But now you're turning into Charlotte, putting money over people and kicking a bunch of senior citizens out. And even if we could find an alternative place to play, we have no games to play with because you won't let us sign out the games either. They'll just sit and collect dust. So yes, I'm angry. But more than that, I'm scared. I see what you did to Mahjong, and I worry that coffee and cards on Wednesday will not be far behind. Please don't take my family away from me. Thank you.
Nancy Reed?
I think my thunder has been stolen, and I only have a couple of things I want to say. I came here tonight to ask a big question. Why? Why was Monday canceled? As you've heard from these people, it's a small room that we have been playing in and learning in and taking part in. I actually pay money to belong to Levine Senior Center, went over there bragging. Well, I live in Indian Trail, and guess what the Indian Trail City Council has done for us? We have learning Mahjong. We have Wednesdays with games with people, food, camaraderie among all. They just couldn't believe when I told them all this. And I said they bought us games, tables, and then I came back and it was gone. So, as Lisa said, are we turning into Charlotte? I hope not, because I know a lot of people who ask me, gee, where is it you said you lived again? Oh, Indian Trail. And I'd like to just know why the Mahjong Monday was canceled when we actually sat there for 2 little hours in the morning, and if it is necessary for our government to have that space, I totally understand. And all these people will back me up on that. But I'm just wondering, if I come in here next Monday, is that room going to be filled? I thank you all, and I really love living in Indian Trail, and I surely hope it doesn't change. Bye.
At this time, I'm going to close the public comments and open up the council's rebuttal.
Yes. Very moving, very eye-opening. And I might be the first to say, maybe town made a mistake, and doing what they did. I wasn't aware, to be personal, and I don't think any of the council members were aware, that this was the large group. I'm not trying to, this large of a group, I'm not trying to make excuses. I think part of the reason that a lot of these programs were leaving was because 2 and 3 people were showing up here, and staff had to come, and I believe the way the town looked at it was, it would be more beneficial that if the residents didn't go like to a yoga and studio somewhere, and I'm really not even familiar with a lot of the things that you guys do. And I can understand that. I can understand having to have staff here for 1 person or 2 people who come in for a different reason. If I may ask a couple of questions, how many people show up for what? For the coffee and pardon me, what do you call it,
Mahjong.
Just a game.
It's a game.
Mahjong is on Mondays.
And how many people are there?
About 16.
16 to 18.
16?
And on
16.
Wednesdays, we have about 25 to 30 every week.
Excuse me, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, if we're going to speak with the audience, can we ask maybe one representative to
Yeah.
come up to the mic to answer your questions?
Would somebody like to come
I'll do
up and speak?
That way we can make sure people watching from home can hear.
To my best of the ability, I should be able to answer all the questions.
Well, okay, so 16 to 18 people show up for.
Right, we just started Mahjong. It's not an easy game to learn either. We just love to learn new games. And I don't mean to get off track here, but when we started Coffee Cards and Games, it was, Scrabble and Yahtzee and stuff like that. And all of a sudden someone said, let's learn how to play dominoes. And we had no idea how to play dominoes, and now everyone knows how to play dominoes. So then Susan thought we'd branch out to someone wanting to learn, does anybody have Mahjong? No one knew how to play. So we had some people come up and teach us. And once again, the age has everything to do with it. We want to learn at this age. We don't want to backtrack. And I'm sorry I'm getting way off base here, but yeah, Monday we have about 16, 18 people. Unfortunately, the game can only play 4 at a time, so some people even have to sit. And that's only been going on for a couple of weeks. It started small, but in 6 to 8 weeks that we've done it, it went from 4 people to 8. Like I said, we're up to about 16 and 18, and the city, whoever was in charge was nice enough to buy us the games. There were some people that have their own games and they bring them. Anyway, that's.
And there's a coffee group too, correct?
Well, we're all the same. We're actually about 20 short tonight. I mean, we're the ones. I mean, Mahjong
And
was our big
it's 2
concern.
separate things, right?
It's 2 separate things, but it's the same group of people.
But it comes 2 different days?
Yes, Wednesdays it started over the Cultural Center, from what I understand, probably about 2 or 3 months before my wife and I moved into Indian Trail. And we just sort of saw I think I saw a flyer at one of the ballparks. They have flyers and different things, and so we were here. So that's separate, that's Wednesday. That's gangbusters. I mean, we have 25 to 30 people. Probably more than that sometimes. And of course, we have once a month outings. We've been to the Art Center downtown. We've been to an escape room, the Susan bowling.
And I don't want to hog the mic here, I just want to
Yeah,
say
sorry.
one other, not me, I don't want to.
No, I'm going off tangent here, though.
They probably want to speak, but, man, I don't want you guys to think at all that Indian Trails, is greedy for money, because that's not our town. And that's not what we represent, and as my fellow council people, I've been on council for 7 years, and this is a bunch of caring people up here.
Oh, I think, yeah.
And you know, I think their ears are open, and we learned a little something tonight, and I don't know that I can't personally change anything, because I'm just one person, but you moved me tonight, and I had no idea, I really didn't, and I think we're gonna fix it.
When you
okay?
get a bunch of seniors,
I can't say for me, I can only say me, I think we should fix
when
it.
you get a bunch of senior citizens together, it's like everyone's got their own opinion. And the first thing and not me personally, everyone had their own opinion, and I even try to tell some people, slow down, it's not as black and white. I'm not a black and white person. It's never black and white to me. So, no, I didn't believe you were trying to push us out because of money. But a lot of people see it that way because that's the way they're thinking, and I totally understand
I
that.
completely understand how you think, I completely understand you're being a little bitter about it, and I would be too. And it's just not that way, and I think what's happened is you got, and this is just my guess, you got bungled up with a bunch of programs where people were coming in and there were 1 and 2 people showing up, and you had to have staff here, and you had to open the building at certain
I
times for
understand.
doing certain
Yeah, we've
things.
never had
And
two people.
it just made more sense to take that and push it over to maybe a private enterprise or private businesses and that type of thing, but I'm curious what the town has to say about it, or anybody.
Allow me to just step in and clarify a couple of items. One of the things that we do is, since we moved to the building, is we start monitoring our programs, not necessarily the senior citizens program, but all of them. And we did run into a few of them that we had attendance of 2, 3 people, 4 people. Like the yoga, as an example, we had 2 people. Some fitness classes, we had 2 to 3. And we are opening the entire business, having part-time employees there. But, and we're not about money. We don't have any program in Parks and Rec that we provide that we make money. We don't. That's not the intent. The intent is to provide programs to our citizens, regardless to age, from 3 all the way up. So after evaluating all these classes, we decided on removing some of them. We did not touch any of the senior citizen classes, for your information. None. We did not. The class that you're talking about, it's miscommunication on staff's part. It was not communicated neither to the park and rec director, neither to the town manager. And all of a sudden, and I apologize on behalf of our staff, it was brought up without taking into consideration whatsoever any oversight from the town manager's office and the director's office. So this is just a clarification item before you guys. So that program came on board without even knowing anything about it. We did not touch any of the senior citizens. We are in full support. I myself, the town manager, I walk around and see the large number of people that attend the coffee and games. As a matter of fact, I walked in there one day, kind of joked around and said, if you guys accept me, I'll be more than willing to be part of it. So, absolutely not. And I received some emails too that it says we're canceling all the senior citizens program. That was not true at all. And I responded to an email saying that's not what we're doing here. And again, just to clarify to council and all you guys, we did not touch any of the senior citizens except that class that was brought in the building without even discussing it with anybody. The only thing we're trying to do, we want to know about it just to make sure that you're comfortable, you're safe, we have enough part-time employees to take care of that, and we have a budget to have these guys to come and out, be there while you're here. So we know that Susan handles some of these programs. But again, it's miscommunication on staff's part. And I don't think our senior citizens should be blamed or punished for that. It's something that we have to work out among ourselves just to make sure you know, and again, we're monitoring all these programs. We did not touch the Wednesday, we did not touch the field trips, we did not touch any of that. And this is what the building is for. The building is a community center with a lot of community rooms, so anytime we have a room available, we make it available for you guys. But there is some miscommunication on part of the staff and probably some of you guys that we did not know the real reason why you went in there and just limited that class. Again, as Councilman LaPointe said, if we have attendance, low attendance, while we have other use for these large community rooms, definitely to serve our citizens, save taxpayers money, to be out there and make sure we're effective and efficient. But anytime we have a large number of citizens or children or art classes, definitely we don't touch them if we have good attendance. So again, on behalf of the town, I apologize for the miscommunication that you guys were not aware of.
I appreciate that very much.
Sure.
I have a question. Does that mean that there was a miscommunication that the class was canceled, or the class was canceled, and we need to, further look into it? Was that canceled?
Susan told us, and Susan relayed to us, whoever she heard from, that this, last Monday was the last time we went.
Absolutely. It's all seniors too.
Yeah. Again.
And we're not throwing Susan under the bus, we think she's fantastic. So she's just going by what someone told her.
Yeah,
It wasn't her decision.
Just
I've never seen as little as 2 people in any room I've ever been in.
Well, not with us this time.
2 people?
The yoga meeting.
Keep on.
We're talking not your class,
Yeah,
other
they're-
classes, totally,
Yeah, not our
nothing to do with your.
I'll straighten her out, don't worry about it.
Excuse me, council, for one moment. Mr. Morse, wanted to speak.
Yeah, I think David kind of nailed it there. I was under the understanding that there were some classes that they didn't have anything to do necessarily with seniors. They were like yoga class that were just poorly attended. I wasn't aware of this Mahjong, if I'm pronouncing it right, class being canceled. And I know that, that none of the council or the staff would ever just will, single out senior classes or things geared towards seniors. I think the one concern that I have, regardless of who's coming into town hall and having classes or such, is during those programs, do you guys sign a waiver of liability if some accident was to
We'd
happen?
be glad to. The only thing we do is sign an attendance sheet. But if you want us to do that, I'm sure none of us have a problem doing that.
And I didn't know if maybe that was one of the concerns
Right.
with, with having, like my mother is almost 80 years old. She uses a walker.
Sure.
And if there was
Well,
something.
my wife does too, so as you can see, so I understand.
And if that was a concern, but I think that's something you can definitely, we could work
Oh, yes.
around.
Not a problem.
But it sounds like there's just a miscommunication from what I'm hearing and I've read.
We even, we meet the coffee cards and games in the big office, and sometimes we gotta scrunch into the art room because you need it, and that's fine. Move us around. We know if you're, renting a room out, go, absolutely, it helps us all out. We have no problem moving. And I wanna throw this in, although we already know how close-knit we are. We used to go to the park on Fridays. Someone just said, let's go to the park and meet on Friday over Crooked Creek. We played outside ping pong, I bring my croquet set, we played bocce, did it for a couple hours. When it started getting hot, let's face it, anybody at any age is not gonna be able to handle that, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So we open up our house, and we have about 12, 15 people come every Friday, and we play games and coffee and cards. 3 times a week we meet. It's hard to get things done around the house.
I appreciate your passion for sure. Thanks for coming.
That's what retirement's all about. Thank you.
McIntyre?
Yes.
So just one clarification, if I will. Mahjong on Mondays is not canceled, open, except for holidays, of course.
Well, the classes that we decided to take out, the fitness, the yoga, we gave the staff 6 weeks to cancel the classes because of the number of the attendance. And again, we do have classes, 2 to 3 people attending those. It's just 2 to 3 people. It's not effective, it's not efficient, And I don't think if 2 or 3 people attend the class, you really, the attendees themselves getting the benefit out of that. This is how we look at it. And again, this class was,
It was just thrown in with them. Okay.
it was added without the approval of the director of Park and Recs, and without the approval of the town manager, and without communicating that addition to anybody in this building. So, but we shouldn't be punishing the attendees and the people that would like to come in, especially senior citizens, to be part of this building. But we wanted to make sure that this program is successful to the same program, the coffee and games. But we don't know that. We don't have any history about the class. So if an employee goes out there on his own and added these classes, it just.
You're more than welcome to pop in on Mondays like a pop quiz and see how we're doing.
So just to level set for a second, Mahjong was inadvertently cancelled. It is something that we will look at to reinstate possibly. Am I understanding that correctly? Because the thing is, I know that the residents came here tonight, and they're kind of looking for some sort of resolution to see sort of where council is going. Yeah. And I don't want to belabor this anymore. From what I'm understanding, Wednesday night class, the Wednesday morning coffee talk, coffee cards and games is still on. No issues.
Absolutely.
Great.
Yes.
So that's great. The one that we need to look at is Mahjong, right?
Correct.
So what I would probably suggest, and not just me, let us amongst ourselves kind of discuss this and respond to the residents by tomorrow. I think we can probably come up with some sort of response to them, let them know exactly.
Next Monday's Labor
Can
Day,
I
so
just
we
say
can't
one
anyway.
thing, please? The town has spent at least $300 or thereabouts on sets. Each game set costs $100. And just 2 weeks ago, 4 tables, card tables were bought for Mahjong. Because you have to play 4 people, you can't play the big tables. So there's been money invested by the town for this Mahjong, which consists of all seniors.
So-
you know, we've grown from 4,
We,
like Anthony says, to 6 to 12, now we're at 16 and still growing.
so what we're gonna do, and I'm speaking for myself, but I think the other council members will probably feel the same way. We're gonna talk amongst ourselves, and then we'll get a
That's fine.
response to you. That's really it.
That's
Okay,
fair.
I'm in favor of Mahjong.
I'm going to say that Wednesday parking is growing every week. We get 3 new members almost every week. So sooner or later, we have to get out of that section of the town center and move to another building probably. We're going to go from 40 to 50 to 60, and we won't be able to fit there.
Yeah,
Because every week we get 2 or 3 new members.
that's a good problem to have, though.
That's all I'm saying. And in Mahjong, we went from, I say, in the last 3 weeks, from 4 to like 18, and we got people waiting to play. So it's growing every week. Thank you.
One last thing, Mayor. I don't know that we can talk about how or when we can talk about it, but I think everybody up here, as long as the town can do it, is just to say it's reinstated for, can we do that?
David,
I mean,
we
it is
have,
available. Okay, suspend the rules and,
I need a motion to suspend the rules.
So moved.
I make a motion to suspend the rules.
Mr. Combs made a motion to suspend the rules. All in favor? Need a motion to add Monday morning Mahjong.
Let's instruct the staff to work to get the schedule to include Monday morning Mahjong to the centers.
What Karen said.
We'll let Susan.
I need that motion, what Karen said.
So,
Can you repeat
Mr.
that?
McIntyre's made the motion.
Instruct staff to place Mahjong for seniors on the schedule for Monday mornings.
with the appropriate, waivers.
Making sure that
That'll
people
work.
agree.
With the appropriate waivers.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Council, I need a motion to reinstate Monday morning Mahjong with the appropriate waivers.
I want to make a motion to reinstate Monday Mahjong with the appropriate waivers. Town staff will add that, we'll work on adding that to the schedule.
Mr. McIntyre's made the motion, all in favor? That would be unanimous. If there's no further discussion, then I'll move us to the law enforcement update. Captain Coble. Oh, there you go. Careful, that's a hard group to follow.
I'm going to be really brief, but At this year's budget session, I'd like for you guys to come back and help me out. Because all I need to do is give y'all a list of things.
Just tell us the time. We're tired.
So I'm gonna be really brief tonight, because I know that we've got a short agenda, and I'll like to get out here before dark, but I don't know if he's in my eyesight or not, but I wanted to introduce Tyler Leonard. Came to us recently. Tyler had actually moved to Indian Trail from Canyon City, Colorado, and he got recruited by one of our deputies' daughter at a bank. She was helping him set up some bank accounts for him and his wife, and mentioned, what did you do when you were in Colorado? Oh, I was a police officer, and then right before I moved here. Or are you thinking about getting back into it? Well, yeah, I am. Well, hey, I know where you need to go to work, and the next thing you know, the ball got rolling. So we actually had to send, me and Malcolm do a recruitment gift card to any of our people if you get a good hire. So we actually had to send a gift card to Chad Barbie's daughter. But Tyler's coming to us, bringing good experience, and a couple more weeks, and he'll be kicked out on his own. And school started back this week. More patience, more courtesy whenever you're out riding. Just ask everybody that's listening to the meeting tonight, you know, watch out for school buses, watch out for the kids. We still got good weather right now, early fall, so I'm hoping to see a lot of kids walking back and forth with their parents, but just keep an eyeball out for them. Same goes for traffic around our construction areas. We're living in a big orange cone in Indian Trail right now, but that's a good thing. You know, I liken it to a surgery is what I tell everybody. We're in the midst of a surgery right now, so there's going to be a little pain, a little bit of swelling, but the end result's going to be good, I hope. And some of the projects going on right now, we're dodging, and I think they've got certainty at times with the orange cones and the barrels out on 74, but knock on wood, it's getting done, and they're moving along. So not only that one, but the bypass project and a couple other things. So there again, just patience and courtesy from the drivers. And finally, I think I'm going to probably regret saying this, but the next council meeting that we have in 2 weeks, I think we're going to have an open house at our new office on Black Drive. So I'd like to, you know, work it out with Patrick. Maybe everybody can come over a little bit early prior to, and we'll have a little bit of food to nibble on before the meeting, and just do a walkthrough. And I'll pair you up with either myself or Lieutenant Murray or somebody, and run you through there and give you a tour of the facility as we've changed it now. And I think we're going to be ready for you by next Tuesday. We're working. We're diligently working in between calls, but we got some furniture delivery tomorrow. Had an electrician in today putting LED lights up in other offices that we didn't get to back at the beginning of it. Carpet and flooring's done. Appliances are going in the kitchen, and Lowe's is having an appliance sale in case anybody's shopping too. So they're doing a Labor Day sale right now, but we're getting there. So I hope you guys will be impressed with what we've done with your building. Hope you'll see the value that we feel like we put into the building over there, and hopefully that some of the things that we've done to enhance the safety surrounding the building for the Parks and Rec area over in the park. We've got some cameras over around the new restroom facilities going in on the backside, so that should give some peace of mind to some mothers and some kids, you know, when they're in and out of the park area going to the restrooms. We've got those areas monitored. Same goes for the new walking trail going from Town Hall over toward Black Drive. We've got that monitored with a good shot of the cameras on, as well as our facilities and your facilities with Public Works building over there with security monitoring off of one system out of that building. So thought we've been able to do a lot, accomplish a lot with our IT people working over there. So, anybody got any questions? And the grocery store is open. All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Captain.